Sola Scriptura, Sola Scriptura, Sola Scriptura, Sola Scriptura. Now after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord spoke to Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' assistant, saying, My servant Moses is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, you and all this people, to the land which I am giving to them, the children of Israel. Every place that the sole of your foot will tread upon, I have given to you, as I said to Moses. From the wilderness and this Lebanon, as far as the great river, the river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites, and as far as the great sea toward the setting of the sun, will be your territory. No man will be able to stand before you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will not fail you nor forsake you. Be strong and of good courage, for to this people you shall divide as an inheritance the land which I swore to their fathers to give them. Only be strong and very courageous, that you may observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded you. Do not turn from it to the right hand or to the left, that you may prosper wherever you go. This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate in it day and night, that you may observe to do according to all that is written in it. For then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will have good success. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and of good courage. Do not be afraid nor be dismayed. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Then Joshua commanded the officers of the people, saying, Pass through the camp and command the people, saying, Prepare provisions for yourself, for within 3 days you will cross over this Jordan, to go in to possess the land which the Lord your God is giving you to possess. And to the Reubenites, the Gadites, and half the tribe of Manasseh Joshua spoke, saying, Remember the word which Moses, the servant of the Lord, commanded you, saying, The Lord your God is giving you rest, and is giving you this land. Your wives, your little ones, and your livestock shall remain in the land which Moses gave you on this side of the Jordan, but you shall pass before your brethren armed, all your mighty men of valor, and help them until the Lord has given your brethren rest as he has given you. And they also have possessed the land which the Lord your God is giving them. Then you shall return to the land of your possession and enjoy it, the land which Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave you on this side of the Jordan, toward the sunrise. Then they answered Joshua, saying, All that you command us we will do, and wherever you send us we will go. Just as we heeded Moses in all things, so we will heed you. Only may the Lord your God be with you as he was with Moses. Whoever rebels against your command and does not heed your words, in all that you command him shall be put to death. Only be strong and of good courage. Sola Scriptura. Now Joshua the son of Nun sent 2 men secretly from Shittim as spies, saying, Go view the land, especially Jericho. So they went and came to the house of a harlot named Rahab, and lodged there. And it was told the king of Jericho, saying, Look, men have come here tonight from the children of Israel to search out the country. So the king of Jericho sent to Rahab, saying, Bring out the men who have come to you, who have entered your house, for they have come to search out all the country. Then the woman took the 2 men and hid them. So she said, Yes, the men came to me, but I did not know where they were. as the gate was being shut, when it was dark that the men went out. Where the men went, I do not know. Pursue them quickly, for you may overtake them. But she had brought them up to the roof and hidden them with the stalks of flax, which she had laid in order on the roof. Then the men pursued them by the road to the Jordan fords. And as soon as the pursuers had gone out, they shut the gate. Now before they lay down, she came up to them on the roof. And she said to the men, I know that the Lord has given you the land, that the terror of you has fallen on us, and that all the inhabitants of the land are faint-hearted because of you. For we have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea for you when you came out of Egypt, and what you did to the two kings of the Amorites who were on the other side of the Jordan, Sihon and Og, whom you utterly destroyed. And as soon as we heard these things, our hearts melted, neither did there remain any more courage in anyone because of you. For the Lord your God, He is God in heaven above and on earth beneath. Now therefore please swear to me by the Lord, since I have shown you kindness, that you also will show kindness to my father's house, and give me a true token, and spare my father, my mother, my brothers, my sisters, and all that they have, and deliver our lives from death. So the men answered her, our lives for yours, if you do not tell this business of ours. And it shall be, when the Lord has given us the land, that we will deal kindly and truly with you. Then she let them down by a rope through the window, for her house was on the city wall. She dwelt on the wall. And she said to them, get to the mountain, lest the pursuers meet you. Hide there 3 days until the pursuers have returned. Then you may go your way. So the men said to her, we will be blameless of this oath of yours, which you have made us swear, unless when we come into the land you bind this line of scarlet cord in the window through which you let us down, and unless you bring your father, your mother, your brothers, and all your father's household to your own home. So it shall be that whoever goes outside the doors of your house into the street, his blood shall be on his own head, and we will be blameless. And whoever is with you in the house, his blood shall be on our head, if a hand is laid on him. And if you tell this business of ours, then we will be released from your oath which you made us swear. Then she said, according to your words, so be it. And she sent them away, and they departed. And she bound the scarlet cord in the window. They departed and went to the mountain, and stayed there 3 days until the pursuers returned. The pursuers sought them all along the road and found no one. So the 2 men returned, descended from the mountain, and crossed over. And they came to Joshua the son of Nun, and told him all that had befallen them. And they said to Joshua, truly the Lord has delivered all the land into our hands, for indeed all the inhabitants of the country are faint-hearted because of us. Then Joshua Shittim and came to the Jordan. He and all the children of Israel enlarged there before they crossed over.
So it was after 3 days that the officers went through the camp.
And they commanded the people, saying, when you see the ark of the covenant of the Lord your God, and the priests, the Levites, carrying it, then you shall move from your place and follow it. Yet there shall be a space between you and it, about 2,000 cubits by measure. Do not come near it, that you may know the way by which you must go, for you have not passed this way before. And Joshua said to the people, sanctify yourselves, for tomorrow the Lord will do wonders among you. Then Joshua spoke to the priests, saying, take up the ark of the covenant and cross over before the people. So they took up the ark of the covenant and went before the people. And the Lord said to Joshua, this day I will begin to exalt you in the sight of all Israel, that they may know that as I was with Moses, so I will be with you. You shall command the priests who bear the ark of the covenant, saying, when you have come to the edge of the water of the Jordan, you shall stand in the Jordan. So Joshua said to the children of Israel, come here and hear the words of the Lord your God. And Joshua said, by this you shall know that the living God is among you, and that he will without fail drive out from before you the Canaanites and the Hittites and the Hivites and the Perizzites and the Girgashites and the Amorites and the Jebusites. Look, the ark of the covenant of the Lord of all the earth is crossing over before you into the Jordan. Now therefore, take for yourselves 12 men from the tribes of Israel, 1 man from every tribe. And it shall come to pass, as soon as the soles of the feet of the priests who bear the ark of the Lord of all the earth, shall rest in the waters of the Jordan, that the waters of the Jordan shall be cut off, the waters that come down from upstream, and they shall stand as a heap.
So it was when the people moved from their tents to cross over the Jordan, with the priests bearing the ark of the covenant before the people.
And as those who bore the ark came to the Jordan, and the feet of the priests who bore the ark dipped in the edge of the water,
for the Jordan overflows all its banks during the whole time of harvest, which came down from upstream, stood still, and rose in a heap very far away at Adam, the city that is beside Zaratin. So the waters that went down into the sea of the Arabah, the salt sea, were completely cut off.
And the people crossed over right opposite Jericho.
Then the priests who bore the ark of the covenant of the Lord stood firm on dry ground in the midst of the Jordan.
And all Israel crossed over on dry ground, until all the people had crossed completely over the Jordan. Judah, 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 Judah. La 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 la, la 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 la.
And it came to pass, when all the people had completely crossed over the Jordan, that the Lord spoke to Joshua, saying, take for yourselves 12 men from the people, 1 man from every tribe, and command them, saying, take for yourselves 12 stones from here, out of the midst of the Jordan, from the place where the priest's feet stood firm. You shall carry them over with you and leave them in the place where you lodge tonight. Then Joshua called the 12 men whom he had appointed from the children of Israel, 1 man from every tribe. And Joshua said to them, pass over before the ark of the Lord your God into the midst of the Jordan, and each one of you take up a stone on his shoulder, according to the number of the tribes of the children of Israel,
that this may be a sign among you when your children ask in time to come, saying, what do these stones mean to you?
Then you shall answer them that the waters of the Jordan were cut off before the ark of the covenant of the Lord when it crossed over the Jordan.
The waters of the Jordan were cut off, and these stones shall be for a memorial to the children of Israel forever.
And the children of Israel did so just as Joshua commanded, and took up 12 stones from the midst of the Jordan,
As the Lord had spoken to Joshua, according to the number of the tribes of the children of Israel.
and carried them over with them to the place where they lodged, and laid them down there.
Then Joshua set up 12 stones in the midst of the Jordan, in the place where the feet of the priests who bore the ark of the covenant stood.
And they are there to this day.
So the priests who bore the ark stood in the midst of the Jordan until everything was finished, that the Lord had commanded Joshua to speak to the people according to all that Moses had commanded Joshua.
And the people hurried and crossed over. Then it came to pass, when all the people had completely crossed over, that the ark of the Lord and the priests crossed over in the presence of the people.
And the children of Reuben, the children of Gad, and half the tribe of Manasseh crossed over armed before the children of Israel, as Moses had spoken to them.
About 40,000 prepared for war crossed over before the Lord for battle to the plains of Jericho. On that day the Lord exalted Joshua in the sight of all Israel, and they feared him as they had feared Moses all the days of his life. Then the Lord spoke to Joshua, saying,
Command the priests who bear the ark of the testimony to come up from the Jordan. Joshua therefore commanded the priests, saying, Come up from the Jordan.
And it came to pass, when the priests who bore the ark of the covenant of the Lord had come up from the midst of the Jordan,
And the soles of the priests' feet touched the dry ground, that the waters of the Jordan returned to their place and overflowed all its banks as before.
now the people came up from the Jordan on the 10th day of the first month, and they camped in Gilgal on the east border of Jericho. And those 12 stones which they had taken from the Jordan, Joshua set up in Gilgal. Then he spoke to the children of Israel, saying, When your children ask their fathers in time to come, saying, What do these stones mean?
Then you shall let your children know, saying, Israel crossed this Jordan on dry ground.
For the Lord your God dried up the waters of the Jordan before you, until you had crossed over, as the Lord your God did to the Red Sea, which he dried up before us, until we had crossed over.
That all the peoples of the earth may know the hand of the Lord, that it is mighty, that you may fear the Lord your God forever. La, 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 la.
So it was when all the kings of the Amorites, who were on the west side of the Jordan, and all the kings of the Canaanites, who were by the sea, heard that the Lord had dried up the waters of the Jordan from before the children of Israel, until we had crossed over, that their heart melted, and there was no spirit in them anymore, because of the children of Israel. At that time the Lord said to Joshua, Make yourself flint knives and circumcise the sons of Israel again the second time. So Joshua made flint knives for himself, and circumcised the sons of Israel at the hill of the foreskins. And this is the reason why Joshua circumcised them. All the people who came out of Egypt who were males, all the men of war, died in the wilderness on the way after they had come out of Egypt. For all the people who came out were circumcised, but all the people born in the wilderness on the way as they came out of Egypt had not been circumcised. For the children of Israel walked 40 years in the wilderness, till all the people who were men of war who came out of Egypt had perished, because they did not obey the voice of the Lord, to whom the Lord swore that he would not show them the land which the Lord had sworn to their fathers that he would give us, a land flowing with milk and honey. Then Joshua circumcised their sons whom he raised up in their place, for they were uncircumcised because they had not been circumcised on the way. So it was when they had finished circumcising all the people that they stayed in their places in the camp till they were healed. Then the Lord said to Joshua, "This day I have rolled away the reproach of Egypt from you. Therefore the name of the place is called Gilgal to this day." Now the children of Israel camped in Gilgal and kept the Passover on the 14th day of the month at twilight on the plains of Jericho. And they ate of the produce of the land on the day after the Passover, unleavened bread and parched grain on the very same day. Then the manna ceased on the day after they had eaten of the produce of the land. And the children of Israel no longer had manna, but ate the food of the land of Canaan that year. And it came to pass when Joshua was by Jericho, that he lifted his eyes and looked and saw a man standing opposite him with his sword drawn in his hand. And Joshua went to him and said to him, "Are you for us or for our adversaries?" So he said, "No, but as commander of the army of the Lord I have now come." And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and worshipped and said to him, "What does my Lord say to his servant?" Then the commander of the Lord's army said to Joshua, "Take your sandal off your foot, for the place where you stand is holy." And Joshua did so.
Now Jericho was securely shut up because of the children of Israel. None went out and none came in. And the Lord said to Joshua, "See, I have given Jericho into your hand, its king, and the mighty men of valor. You shall march around the city. All you men of war, you shall go all around the city once a day for 6 days. And 7 priests shall bear 7 trumpets or ram's horns before the ark. But the 7th day you shall march around the city 7 times, and the priest shall blow the Then it shall come to pass when they make a long blast with the ram's horn, and when you hear the sound of the trumpet, that all the people shall shout with a great shout. Then the wall of the city will fall down flat, and the people shall go up, every man straight before him. Then Joshua the son of Nun called the priests and said to them, "Take up the ark of the covenant, and let 7 priests bear 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the ark of the Lord." And he said to the people, "Proceed and march around the city, and let the armed men pass on before the ark of the Lord." So it was, when Joshua had spoken to the people, that the 7 priests bearing the 7 tougher ram's horns before the Lord went forward and blew the trumpets, and the ark of the covenant of the Lord followed them. The armed men went before the priests who blew the trumpets, and the rear guard came after the ark, while the priests continued blowing the trumpets. Now Joshua had commanded the people, saying, "You shall not shout nor make any noise with your voice, neither shall any word proceed out of your mouth until the day I say to you, 'Shout!' Then you shall shout." So the ark of the Lord circled the city, going around it once. Then they came into the camp and lodged in the camp. And Joshua rose early in the morning, and the priests took up the ark of the Lord. Then 7 priests bearing 7 trumpet ram's horns before the ark of the Lord continued marching and blowing the trumpets, and the armed men went before them. But the rear guard came after the ark of the Lord, while the priests continued blowing the trumpets. And the 2nd day they marched around the city once, and returned to the camp. So they did for 6 days. But it came to pass on the 7th day that they rose early about the dawning of the day, and marched around the city 7 times in the same manner. On that day only they marched around the city 7 times. And the 7th time it happened, when the priests blew the trumpets, that Joshua said to the people, "Shout, for the Lord has given you the city. Now the city shall be devoted to the Lord by total destruction, it and all that are in it. Only Rahab the harlot and all who are with her in the house shall live, because she hid the messengers that we sent. And you, by all means, abstain from words when you take of the accursed things and make the camp of Israel a curse and trouble it. But all the silver and gold and vessels of bronze and iron are consecrated to the Lord. They shall come into the treasury of the Lord. So the people shouted when the priests blew the trumpets, and it happened when the people heard the sound of the trumpet. And the people shouted with a great shout that the wall fell down flat. Then the people went up into the city, every man straight before him, and they took the city. And they utterly destroyed all that was in the city, both man and woman, young and old, ox and sheep and donkey, with the edge of the sword. But Joshua had said to the two men who had spied out the country, "Go into the harlot's house, and from there bring out the woman and all that she has, as you swore to her." And the young men who had been spies went in and brought out Rahab, her father, her mother, her brothers, and all that she had. So they brought out all her relatives and left them outside the camp of Israel. Then they burned the city with fire and all that was in it, only the silver and the gold and the vessels of bronze and iron they put into the treasury of the house of the Lord. And Joshua saved Rahab the harlot, her father's household, and all that she had alive. So she dwells in Israel to this day, because she hid the messengers whom Joshua sent to spy out Jericho. Then Joshua charged them at that time, saying, "Cursed shall be the man before the Lord who rises up and builds this city Jericho. He shall lay its foundation with the loss of his firstborn, and in its gates he shall set up his youngest son." So the Lord was with Joshua, and his fame spread throughout all the country. But the children of Israel committed a trespass regarding the devoted things, for Achan the son of Carmi, the son of Zabdi, the son of Zerah, of the tribe of Judah, took some of the devoted things. So the anger of the Lord burned against the children of Israel. Now Joshua sent men from Jericho to Ai, which is beside Beth-aven on the east side of Bethel, and spoke to them, saying, "Go up and spy out the country." So the men went up and spied out Ai. And they returned to Joshua and said to him, "Let not all the people go up, but let about 2,000 or 3,000 men go up and attack Ai, for they are few in number. Do not make all the people toil there, for the people of Ai are few." So about 3,000 men went up there from the people, but they fled before the men of Ai. And the men of Ai struck down about 36 men, for they chased them from before the gate as far as Shebarim, and struck them down on the descent. Therefore the hearts of the people melted and became like water. Then Joshua tore his clothes and fell to the earth on his face before the ark of the Lord until evening, he and the elders of Israel, and they put dust on their heads. And Joshua said, "Alas, Lord God, why have you brought this people over the Jordan to deliver us into the hand of the Amorites to destroy us? Oh, that we had been content and dwelt on the other side of the Jordan. Oh Lord, what shall I say when Israel turns its back before their enemies? For the Canaanites and all the inhabitants of the land will hear about it and surround us and cut off our name from the earth. Then what will you do for your great name?" So the Lord said to Joshua, "Get up. Why do you lie thus on your face? Israel has sinned, and they have also transgressed my covenant which I commanded them. For they have even taken some of the devoted things, and have both stolen and deceived, and they have also put them among their own stuff. Therefore the children of Israel could not stand before their enemies, but turned their backs before their enemies, because
the people and say, "Sanctify yourselves for tomorrow, because thus says the Lord God of Israel, there is a devoted thing in your midst, O Israel. You cannot stand before your enemies until you take away the devoted thing from among you. In the morning, therefore, you shall be brought according to your tribes, and it shall be that the tribe which the Lord indicates shall come according to families, and the family which the Lord indicates shall come by households, and the household which the Lord indicates shall come by individual men. Then it shall be that he who is taken with the devoted thing shall be burned with fire, he and all that he has, because he has transgressed the covenant of the Lord, and because he has committed a disgraceful thing in Israel." So Joshua rose up early in the morning and brought Israel near by their tribes. And the tribe of Judah was taken. He brought the family of Judah near. And he took the family of the Zerahites. And he brought the family of the Zerahites near by individual men. And Zabdi was taken. Then he brought his household near by individual men, and Achan the son of Carmi, the son of Zabdi, the son of Zerah, of the tribe of Judah was taken. Now Joshua said to Achan, "My son, I beg you, give glory to the Lord God of Israel, and make confession to him, and tell me now what you have done. Do not hide it from me." And Achan answered Joshua and said, "Indeed, I have sinned against the Lord God of Israel, and this is what I have done. When I saw among the plunder a beautiful Babylonian garment, 200 shekels of silver, and a wedge of gold weighing 50 shekels, I coveted them and took them, and there they are, hidden in the earth in the midst of my tent with the silver under it." So Joshua sent messengers, and they ran to the tent, and surely there it was, hidden in his tent with the silver under it. And they took them from the midst of the tent, brought them to Joshua and to all the children of Israel, laid them out before the Lord. Then Joshua and all Israel with him took Achan the son of Zerah, the silver, the garment, the wedge of gold, his sons, his daughters, his oxen, his donkeys, his sheep, his tent, and everything that he had. And they brought them to the valley of Achor. And Joshua said, "Why have you troubled us? The Lord will trouble you this day." So all Israel stoned him with stones, and they burned them with fire after they had stoned them with stones. Then they raised over him a great heap of stones, which remains to this day. So the Lord turned from the fierceness of his anger. Therefore the name of that place has been called the Valley of Achor to this day. Now the Lord said to Joshua, "Do not fear nor be dismayed. Take all the fighting men with you and arise, go up to Ai. See, I have given into your hand the king of Ai, his people, his city, and his land. You shall do to Ai and its king as you did to Jericho and its king. Only its spoil and its cattle you may take as plunder for yourselves. Lay an ambush for the city behind it." So Joshua arose and all the people of war to go up against Ai. And Joshua chose out 30,000 mighty men of valor and sent them away by night. And he commanded them, saying, "Look, you shall lie in ambush against the city behind the city. Do not go very far from the city, but all of you be ready. Then I and all the people who are with me will approach the city, and it will happen when they come out against us as at the first that we will flee before them. For they will come out after us until we have drawn them from the city. For they will say they are fleeing before us as at the first, therefore we will flee before them.
You shall rise from the ambush and seize the city, for the Lord your God will deliver it into your hand.
And it will be when you have taken the city that you shall set the city on fire, according to the commandment of the Lord. See, I
Have commanded you.
Joshua therefore sent them out, and they went to lie in ambush, and stayed between Bethel and Ai on the west side of Ai. But Joshua lodged that night among the people.
Then Joshua rose up early in the morning and mustered a people, and went up he and the elders of Israel before the people to Ai.
And all the people of war who were with him went up and drew near and came before the city and encamped on the north side of Ai. Now there was a valley between them and Ai.
And he took about 5,000 men and set them in ambush, people and Ai, on the west side of the city.
So the people took up their positions, all the army on the north of the city, and the ambush on the west of the city. And Joshua went that night into the midst of the valley.
Now it happened when the king of Ai saw this, that the men of the city hurried and rose up early and went out to Israel to battle, he and all his people at an appointed place before the plain. But he did not know that there was an ambush against him behind the city.
And Joshua and all Israel made as if they were beaten before them, and fled by the way of the wilderness.
So all the people were in Ai were called together to pursue them, and they pursued Joshua and were drawn away from the city.
There was not a man left in Ai or Bethel who did not go out after Israel. So they left the city gates open and pursued Israel.
Then the Lord said to Joshua, hold out the javelin that is in your hand toward his hand, or I will give it into your hand. And Joshua held out the javelin that was in his hand toward the city. And the ambush arose quickly out of their place when he had stretched out his hand. And they ran as soon as he had stretched out his hand, and entered the city, and took it, and hurried to set the city on fire. And when the men of Anah looked behind them, they saw the smoke of the city ascending to heaven. And they had no power to flee this way or that way. And the people who had fled to the wilderness turned back on the pursuers. Now when Joshua and all Israel saw that the ambush had taken the city, and that the smoke of the city ascended, they turned back and struck the men of Ai. Then the others came out of the city against them, so that they were trapped between the Israelites, some on this side and some on that side. And they struck them down until not one of them remained or escaped. But the king of Ai they captured alive, and brought him to Joshua. And it happened when Israel had finished killing all the inhabitants of Ai in the field, in the wilderness where they pursued them. And when all of them had fallen by the edge of the sword and were consumed, then all Israel returned to Ai and struck it with the edge of the sword. So it was that all who fell that day, both men and women, were 12,000, all the men of Ai. For Joshua did not draw back his hand with which he held the javelin, until he had utterly destroyed all the inhabitants of Ai. Only the livestock and the spoil of that city Israel took as plunder for themselves, according to the word of the Lord which he had commanded Joshua. So Joshua burned Ai and made it a perpetual heap, a desolation to this day. And the king of Ai, he hanged on a tree until evening, and as soon as the sun was down, Joshua commanded that they should take his corpse down from the tree, throw it at the entrance of the city gate, and raise over it a great heap of stones that remains to this day.
Then Joshua built an altar to the Lord, the commanded the children of Israel, as it is written in the book of the law of Moses. An altar of whole stones over which no iron tool has been used, and they offered on it burnt offerings to the Lord, and sacrificed peace offerings. And there, in the presence of the children of Israel, he wrote on the stones a copy of the law of Moses,
which he had written.
Then all Israel, with their elders, officers, and judges, stood on both sides of the ark before the Levitical priests who carried the ark of the covenant of the Lord. The stranger, as well as he who was born among them, half of them stood in front of Mount Gerizim, and half of them in front of Mount Ebal, as Moses, the servant of the Lord, had commanded before,
That they should bless the people of Israel.
And afterward he read all the words of the law, the blessings and the cursings, according to all that
Is written in the book of the law.
There was not a word of all that Moses had commanded which Joshua did not read before all the assembly of Israel.
With the women, the little ones, and the strangers who were living among them.
And it happened when all the kings who were on this side of the Jordan, in the hills and in the lowlands and in all the coast of the great sea toward Lebanon, the Hittite, the Amorite, the Canaanite, the Perizzite, the Hivite, and the Jebusite heard of it, that they gathered together to fight with one accord against Joshua and Israel. But when the inhabitants of Gibeon heard what Joshua had done to Jericho and to Ai,
They worked cunningly and went and made as if they had been ambassadors, and took gold sacks on their donkeys and wineskins, old torn and mended,
and old and patched sandals on their feet, and old garments on themselves,
and all the bread of their provision was dry and moldy.
and they went to Joshua, to the camp at Gilgal, and said to him and to the men of Israel,
We have come from a far country, therefore make a treaty with us.
Then the men of Israel said to the Hivites, Perhaps you live among us,
So how can we make a treaty with you?
but they said to Joshua,
We are your servants.
and Joshua said to them,
Who are you? And where do you come from? So they said to Joshua, From a very far country your servants have come, because of the name of the Lord your God, for we have heard of his fame, and all that he did in Egypt.
and all that he did to the two kings of the Amorites who were beyond the Jordan, to Sihon king of Heshbon and Og king of Bashan,
Who was at Ashtaroth.
Therefore our elders and all the inhabitants of our country spoke to us, saying,
Take provisions with you for the journey, and go to meet them, and say to them, We are your servants, therefore make a treaty with us.
This bread of ours we took hot from our houses on the day we came out to come to you, but now look, it is dry and moldy.
And these wineskins which we filled were new.
And look, they are torn, and these are garments, and our sandals are worn out,
Because of the very long journey.
Then the men of Israel took some of their provisions, but they did not ask counsel of the Lord.
So Joshua made peace with them and made a treaty with them to let them live. And the leaders of the congregation swore to them. And it happened at the end of 3 days, after they had made a treaty with them, that they heard were their neighbors who lived among them.
Then the children of Israel journeyed and came to their cities on the third day. Now their cities were Gibeon, Chephirah,
Beerith and Kiriath Jearim. But the children of Israel did not attack them, because the leaders of the congregation had sworn to them by the Lord, the God of Israel.
the God of Israel. Now therefore we cannot touch them.
This we will do to them. We will let them live, lest wrath fall upon us, because of the oath which we swore to them. And the leaders said to them, let them live. But they made them woodcutters and water carriers for all the congregation, as the leaders had promised them.
Then Joshua called for them, and he spoke to them, saying, why have you deceived us, saying, we are very far from you,
When you dwell among us.
now therefore you are cursed, and none of you shall be freed from being slaves.
Woodcutters and water carriers for the house of my God.
So they answered Joshua and said, because your servants were certainly told that the Lord your God commanded his servant Moses to give you all the land and to destroy all the inhabitants of the land before you. Therefore we were greatly afraid for our lives because of you, and did this thing. And now look, we are in your hand. Do to us as it seems good and right to you. So he did to them as he said, for he delivered them out of the hand of the children of Israel, so that they did not kill them.
And on that day Joshua made them woodcutters and water carriers for the congregation, and for the altar of the Lord, in the place which he would choose, even to this day. Now it happened when Adonizedek, king of Jerusalem, had Joshua had taken Ai and utterly destroyed it, as he had done to Jericho and its king. So he had done to Ai and its king. And how the inhabitants of Gibeon had made peace with Israel, and were among them, that they were greatly afraid, because Gibeon was a great city, like one of the royal cities, and because it was greater than an Ai, and all its men were mighty.
Therefore Adonizedek, king of Jerusalem, sent to Hoham, king of Hebron, to Piram, king of Jarmuth, to Japhia, king of Lachish, and to Daber, king of Eglon, saying,
Come up to me and help me, that we may attack Gibeon, for it has made peace with Joshua and the children of Israel.
Therefore the 5 kings of the Amorites,
The king of Jerusalem, king of Hebron, the king of Jarmuth, the king of Lachish, and the king of Eglon, gathered together and went up, they and all their armies, and camped before Gibeon, and made war against it.
And the men of Gibeon sent to Joshua at the camp at Gilgal, saying, do not abandon your servants, come up to us quickly, save us and help us. For all the kings of the Amorites who dwell in the mountains have gathered together against us. So Joshua ascended from Gilgal, he and all the people of war with him, and all the mighty men of valor.
And the Lord said to Joshua, do not fear them, for I have delivered them into your hand. Not a man of them shall be able to stand before you.
Joshua therefore came upon them suddenly, having marched all night from Gilgal. So the Lord routed them before Israel, killed them with a great slaughter at Gibeon, chased them along the road that goes up to Beth-horon, and struck them down as far as Azekah and Makdah.
And it happened as they fled before Israel, and were on the descent of Beth-horon, that the Lord cast down large hailstones from heaven on them as far as Azekah, and they died. There were more who died from the hailstones than those whom the children of Israel killed with the sword.
Then Joshua spoke to the Lord in the day when the Lord delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel. And he said in the presence of Israel,
Sun stand still, and the moon stayed, until the people had taken vengeance upon their enemies.
Is this not written in the book of Jashar? The sun stood still in the midst of heaven, and did not hasten to go down for about a whole day. And there has been no day like that before it or after it, that the Lord should heed the voice of a man, for the Lord fought for Israel.
Then Joshua returned, and all Israel with him, to the camp at Gilgal.
themselves in a cave at Macda. And it was told to Joshua, saying, the 5 kings are found hidden in a cave at Macda. And Joshua said, roll large stones against the mouth of the cave, and appoint men over it to guard them. And do not stay there, but pursue your enemies and attack their rear guard. Do not allow them to enter their cities, for the Lord your God has delivered them into your hand. Now it happened when Joshua and the children of Israel had made an end of slaying them with a very great slaughter, till they were almost consumed. And when the rest of them who remained had entered into fortified cities, that all the people returned to the camp to Joshua at Macda in peace. No one dared to speak a word against any of the children of Israel. Then Joshua said, open the mouth of the cave, and bring out those 5 kings to me from the cave. And they did so, and brought out those 5 kings to him from the cave. The king of Jerusalem, the king of Hebron, the king of Jarmuth, the king of Lachish, and the king of Eglon. And it happened when they had brought out those kings to Joshua, that Joshua called for all the men of Israel, and said to the chiefs of the men of war who went with him, come near, put your feet on the necks of these kings. And they came near and put their feet on their necks. And Joshua said to them, do not fear nor be dismayed. Be strong and courageous, for thus the Lord will do to all your enemies against whom you fight. And afterward Joshua struck them and killed them and hanged them on 5 trees, and they were hanging on the trees until evening. And it happened at the time of the going down of the sun, that Joshua commanded, and they took them down from the trees, cast them into the cave where they had been hidden, and laid large stones against the cave's mouth, which remain until this very day. On that day Joshua took Macda, and struck it and its king with the edge of the sword. He utterly destroyed the city and all the people who were in it. He did not leave anyone remaining. He did to the king of Macda as he had done to the king of Jericho. Then Joshua passed from Macda, and all Israel with him, to Libnah, and he fought against Libnah. And the Lord delivered and its king into the hand of Israel, and he struck it with the edge of the sword, and all the people who were in it. He did not leave anyone remaining in it, but did to its king as he had done to the king of Jericho. Then Joshua passed from Libnah, and all Israel with him, to Lachish, and they encamped against it. And the Lord did Lachish into the hand of Israel, who took it on the 2nd day and struck it, and all the people who were in it with the edge of the sword, according to all that he had done to Libnah. Then Horam king of Gezer came up to help Lachish, and Joshua struck him and his people until he had left him none remaining. Then Joshua passed from Lachish, and all Israel with him, to Eglon, and they encamped against it. They took it on the day and struck it with the edge of the sword, and all the people who were in it he utterly destroyed that day, according to all that he had done to Lachish. Then Joshua went up from Eglon, and all Israel with him, to Hebron, and they fought against it. They took it and struck it with the edge of the sword, and its king and all its cities, and all the people who were in it he left none remaining, according to all that he had done to Eglon, but utterly destroyed it, and all the people who were in it. Then Joshua returned, and all Israel with him, to Debir, and they fought against it. They took it and struck it with the edge of the sword, and its king and all its cities, and all the people who were in it he left none remaining, according to all that he had done to Eglon, but utterly destroyed it, and all the people who were in it. Then Joshua returned, and all Israel with him, to the camp at Gilgal.
happened when Jabin, king of Hazor, heard of it, that he sent to Jobab, king of Madon, to the king of Shimron, and to the king of Aksheph, and to the kings who were in the north, in the mountains, in the plains south of Chinneroth, in the lowland, and in the heights of Dor on the west, and to the Canaanites in the east, and in the west the Amorites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, and the Jebusites in the mountains, and the Hivites under Hermon in the land of Mizpah. So they went out, they and all their armies with them, many people, like the sand that is on the seashore in multitude, with very many horses and chariots. And when all these kings had met together, they came and encamped together at the waters of Merom to fight against Israel. Then the Lord said to Joshua, "Do not be afraid because of them, for tomorrow about this time I will deliver all of them slain before Israel. You shall hamstring their horses and burn their chariots with fire." So Joshua and all the people of war with him came against them suddenly by the waters of Merom, and they attacked them, and the Lord them into the hand of Israel, who struck them and chased them to Greater Sidon, and to Misrephoth-Maim, and to the valley of Mizpah eastward, and they struck them until they left none remaining. And Joshua did to them as the Lord had told him. He hamstrung their horses and burned their chariots with fire. And Joshua turned back at that time and took Hazor, and struck its king with the sword, for Hazor was formerly the head of all those kingdoms. And they struck all the people who were in it with the edge of the sword, utterly destroying them. There was none left that breathed, and he burned Hazor with fire. And all the cities of those kings and all their kings Joshua took, and the edge of the sword he utterly destroyed them, as Moses, the servant of the Lord, had commanded. But as for the cities that stood on their mounds, Israel burned none of them except Hazor only, which Joshua burned, and all the spoil of these cities and the livestock the children of Israel took as plunder for themselves. But they struck every human with the edge of the sword until they had destroyed them, and they left none remaining that breathed, as the Lord had commanded Moses his servant. So Moses commanded Joshua, and so Joshua did. He left nothing undone of all that the Lord had commanded Moses. So Joshua took all this land, the mountains, all the south, all the land of Goshen, the lowland, the plain, the mountains of Israel and their lowlands, from Mount Halak that goes up to Seir, even as far as Baal-Gad in the valley of Lebanon below Mount Hermon. He captured all their kings and struck them and killed them. Joshua made war a long time with all those kings. There was not a city that made peace with the children of Israel, except the Hivites, the inhabitants of Gibeon. All the others they took in battle, for it was the Lord's doing to harden their hearts, so that they should come against Israel in battle, that he might utterly destroy them, and that they might receive no mercy, but that he might destroy them, as the Lord had commanded Moses. And at that time Joshua came and cut off the Anakim from the mountains, from Hebron, from Debir, from all the mountains of Judah, and from all the mountains of Israel. Joshua utterly destroyed them with their cities. There was none of the Anakim left in the land of the children of Israel. They remained only in Gaza, in Gath, and in Ashdod. So Joshua took the whole land according to all that the Lord had said to Moses, and Joshua gave it as an inheritance to Israel according to their divisions by their tribes. Then the land rested from war.
Now these are the kings of the land whom the children of Israel and whose land they possessed on the other side of the Jordan toward the rising of the sun, from the valley of Arnon to Mount Hermon, and all the eastern
Heshbon and ruled from Aroer, which is on the bank of the valley of and half of Gilead, as far as the river Jabbok, which is the border of the children of Ammon. And the eastern Arba to the sea of Chinneroth, and as far as the eastern Araba, the Salt Sea, the road to Beth Jeshimoth, and the south, as far as slopes of Pisgah. O King of Bashan, of the remnant of the giants, who dwelt at Ashtaroth and at Edrei, and reigned over Mount Hermon, and over Salcah, and over all Bashan, as far as the boundary of the Geshurites and at the paste. Moses, the servant of the Lord, and the children of Israel had struck them, and Moses, the servant of the Lord, had given it as a possession to the Reubenites, the Gadites, and half the tribe of Manasseh. And these are the kings of the country whom Joshua and the children of Israel on this side of the Jordan, on the west from Baal-Gad in the valley of Lebanon, to Mount Halak that goes up to Seir. And Joshua gave their land to the tribes of Israel as a possession according to their divisions, in the mountains, in the lowlands, in the Ara, in the slopes, in the wilderness, and in the south, of the Hittites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. The king of Jericho won, the king of Ai, which is beside Bethel, won. The king of Jerusalem won, the king of Hebron won, the king of Jarmuth won, the king of Lachish won, the king of Hebron won, the king of Jezer won, the king of Debirer, the king of Kether won, the king of Hormon, the king of Tanakh, and the king of Hidmah, the king of Madinah won, the king of Lachitai, the king of Belwan, the king of Tapuan, the king of Hivwan, the king of Madin, the king of Lasharan won, the king of Madin won, the king of Hazor won, the king of Shimron won, the king of Aggido won, the king of Kadesh won, the king of Jokneam in Carmel won, the king of Dor in the heights of Dor won, the king of the nations of Gilgal won, the king of Tirzah won. All the kings were 31. Now Joshua was old, advanced in years, and the Lord said to him, "You are old, advanced in years, and there remains very much land yet to be possessed. This is the land that yet remains, all the territory of the Philistines, and all the Geshurites. From Seir, which is east of Egypt, as far as the border of Ekron northward, which is counted as Canaanite territory, the 5 territories of the Philistine lords, the Gazites, the Ashdanites, the Gittites, and the Ekronites, also the land of the Avites southward, all the land of the Canaanites, and Mearah that belongs to the Sidonians, as far as Aphek to the border of the Amorites, Ananda, the land of the Giblites, and all Lebanon toward the sunrise, from Baal-Gad below Mount Hermon to the entrance of Hamath, all the inhabitants of the mountain from Lebanon to Misrephoth-Maim, and all the Sidonians I will drive them out from before the children of Israel. Only divide the land by lot to Israel as an inheritance, as I have commanded you. Now therefore, divide this land as an inheritance to the 9 tribes, and half the tribe of Manasseh, with the other half tribe, the Reubenites, and the Gadites let's receive their inheritance, which Moses had given them beyond the Jordan eastward, as Moses the servant of the Lord had given them. From Aroer, which is on the bank of the valley of Arnon, and the city that is in the middle of the valley, and all the plain of Medeba as far as Dibon, and all the cities of Sihon, king of the Amorites, who reigned in Heshbon, as far as the border of the children of Ammon, also Gilead, and the border of the Geshurites and Maccathites, and all Mount Hermon and all Bashan, as far as Salcah, all the kingdom of Og in Bashan, who reigned in Ashtaroth, Ashtaroth and Edrei, the reign of the Reman and the giants. For Moses had defeated and cast them out. Nevertheless, the children of Israel did not drive out the Geshurites or the Maccathites, but the Geshurites and the Maccathites dwell among the Israelites to this day. Only to the tribe of Levi he gave no inheritance. The sacrifices of the Lord God of Israel made by fire are their inheritance. As he said to him, and Moses gave an inheritance to the tribe of the children of Reuben, according to their families. Their territory was from Aroer, which is on the bank of the valley of Arnon, and the city that is in the middle of the valley, and all the plain by Medeba, Heshbon, and all its cities that are in the plain, Dibon, Bahath, Bol, Beth, Bol, Meon, Jahaz, Kedemuth, Mephath, Jeri, Jain, Sibmah, Zereth, Shahar on the hill of the valley, Beth Peor, the slopes of Pisgah, Beth Jeshimoth, all the cities of the plain, and all the kingdom of Sihon, king of the Amorites, who reigned in Heshbon, whom Moses killed with the princes of Midian, Avi, Rekem, Zerher, and Reba, who were nobles of Sihon, and inhabited the country. The children of Israel also killed Balaam the soothsayer, the son of Beer, with the sword among those who were slain by them. The border of the children of Reuben was the Jordan and its bank. This was the inheritance of the children of Reuben, according to their families, the cities and their villages. And Moses gave an inheritance to the tribe of Gad, to the children of Gad, according to their families. Their territory was Jazer, and all the cities of Gilead, and half the land of the Ammonites as far as Aroer, which is before Rabbah. And from Heshbon to Ramoth, Mizpeh, and Betanim, and from Mahanaim to the border of Debir, and in the valley Beth Haram, Beth Nimrah, Succoth, and the rest of the kingdom of Sihon, king of Heshbon, with the Jordan and its bank, as far as the edge of the sea of Chinrith on the other side of the Jordan eastward. This is the inheritance of the children of Gad, according to their families, the cities and their villages. And Moses gave an inheritance to half the tribe of Manasseh, to half the tribe of the children of Manasseh, according to their families. Their territory was from Mahanaim, all Bashan, all the kingdom of Og, king of Bashan, and all the towns of Jair, which are in Bashan, 60 cities. Half of Gad, Ashtaroth, and Edrei, cities of the kingdom of Bashan, were given to the children of Machir, the son of Manasseh, to half the children of Machir, according to their families. These are the areas which Moses had distributed as an inheritance in the plains of Moab on the other side of the Jordan, by Jericho eastward. But to the tribe of Levi Moses gave no inheritance. The Lord God of Israel was their inheritance, as he said to them. These are the inheritances which the children of Israel received in the land of Canaan, which Eleazar the priest, Joshua the son of Nun, and the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel distributed as a possession. Their inheritance was by lot, as the Lord had commanded by the hand of Moses, for the 9 tribes and the half-tribe. For Moses had given the inheritance of 2 tribes and a half-tribe beyond the Jordan. But to the Levites he had given no inheritance among them. For the children of Joseph were 2 tribes, Manasseh and Ephraim, and they gave no part to the Levites in the land, except cities to dwell in, with their common land for their livestock and their property, as the Lord to Joshua in Gilgal, and Caleb the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite said to him,
You know the word which the Lord said.
said to Moses the man of God concerning you and me in Kadesh Barnea. I was 40 years old when Moses, the servant of the Lord, sent me from Kadesh Barnea to spy out the land.
And I brought back word to him as it was in my heart.
Nevertheless, my brethren who went up with me made the hearts of the people melt. But I wholly followed the Lord my God.
So Moses swore on that day,
Saying, surely the land
where your foot has trodden,
shall be your inheritance,
your children forever.
because you have wholly followed the Lord my God. And now look, the Lord has kept me alive, as he said, these 45 years, ever since the Lord spoke this word to Moses while Israel wandered in the wilderness. And now look, I am 85 years old today. As yet I am as strong this day as I was on the day that Moses sent me. Just as my strength was then, so is my strength now for war, both for going out and for coming in. Now therefore give me this mountain country of which the Lord spoke in that day. For you heard in that day how the Anakim were there, and that the cities were great and fortified. It may be that the Lord will be with me, and I shall be able to drive them out, as the Lord said.
And Joshua blessed him,
And gave Hebron to Caleb the son of Jephunneh as an inheritance.
Hebron therefore became the inheritance of Caleb the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite to this day, because he wholly
Follow the Lord God of Israel. Now the name of Hebron formerly was Kirjath Arba.
Arba was the greatest man among the Anakim.
Then the land had rest from war. The lot for the tribe of the children of Judah, according to their families, extended towards the boundary of Edom, and its southernmost limit reached the wilderness of Zin. Their south border began at the shore of the Salt Sea, from the bay that faces southward.
Then it went out to the south of the ascent of Akrabim, passed through Zin, went up south of Kadesh Barnea, past Hezron, went up to Adar, and went around to Karka. Then it passed through Asmon and went out to the brook of Egypt, and the boundary ended at the sea. This shall be your southern boundary. The east border was the Salt Sea, as far as the mouth of the Jordan. The north border began at the bay of the sea, at the mouth of the Jordan.
The border went up to Beth Hogla and passed north of Beth Araba.
And the border went up to the stone of Bohan the son of Reuben.
The border went up toward Debir from the valley of Achor, and turned northward toward Gilgal, which is opposite the ascent of Adamim,
Which is on the south side of the valley, which is on continued to the waters of En-Shemesh, and ended at En-Rogel.
The border went up by the valley of the son of Hinnom to the southern slope of the Jebusite city.
That is Jerusalem.
The border went up to the top of the mountain that lies before the valley of Hinnom westward, which is at the end of the valley of Rephaim northward.
Then the border extended from the top of the mount to the fountain of the waters of Nephtuan, and went out to the cities of Mount Ephron, and the border extended to Bala, that is Kirjath Jearim.
Then the boundary turned from Bala westward to Mount Seir, passed along to the side of Mount Jearim northward,
And went down to Beth-Shemesh and passed on to Timnah.
The boundary went
went out to the side of Ekron northward, and the boundary extended. Shikron passed along to Mount Balar,
and went out to Jabneel, and Elah turned to terror. And Caleb said, "He who attacks Kiriath Sether and takes it,
to him I will give Aksa my daughter as a wife."
And Othniel the son of Kenaz, the brother of Caleb, took it. So he gave him Aksa, his daughter, as a wife.
Now it came to pass when she came to him that she persuaded him to ask her father for a field. So she dismounted from her donkey, and Caleb said to her, "What do you want?"
So she said, "Give me a blessing, since you have given me land in the south. Give me also springs of water." And he gave her the upper springs and the lower springs. Yeah, 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 ah, 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 ah.
This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Judah according to their families.
The cities at the extremity of the tribe of the children of Judah, toward the border of Edom in the south, were Kabzeel, Eder, Jagur, Kina, Dimona, Adada, Kadesh, Hazor, Itnan, Ziph, Telem, Olath, Hezeradatha, Kiriath, Hezer, Amam, Shema, Malada, Hazagada, Heshmon, Beth Pelet, Hazashual, Beersheba, Bizjot, Jabala, Himezim, Eldolet, Chesil, Horma, Ziklag, Madmana, Sanzana, Lebo, Shilhim, Ain, and Rimmon, all 29 cities with their village. In the lowland, Eshtal, Zora, Ashna, Zana, Nimta, Boye, Nam, Jarmuth, Adulam, Soko, Azaka, Sharing, Atatange, Dera, Zanin, Hadasha, Migdal, Gad, Dilian, Mispa, Joktil, Lachish, Buska, Eglon, Kabinah, Masjidlish, Gederoth, Betagun, Nama, and Mekeda, Libna, Eter, Ashen, Jifta, Ashna, Nizib, Kela, Aksib, and Maresha. Nizib is from Ekron with its towns and Viron, even to the sea, all that lay near Ashdod. Ashdod with its towns and villages, Gaza with its towns and villages, and in the mountain Shamir, Jatir, Soko, Dana, Kirasana, Shana, Ishtamu, Anim, Goshen, Holen, and Jilla, Arab, Duma, Ishin, Janum, Beth, Tapua, Africa, Hamta, Kira, Arba, and Zioni, Sethera, Moon, Carmel, Ziph, and Jotta, Jezreel, Joktim, Serezil, Joktim, 7 cities, Jokbil, Kangibia, and Timnah, Hanjis with Devirat, Kiriath Baal. In the wilderness, Arabah, Nibshan, the city of Sultan Engedi. As for the Jebusites, the inhabitants of Jerusalem, the children of Judah could not drive them out, but the Jebusites still dwell with the children of Judah, Jerusalem, to this day. The lot fell for the children of Joseph from the Jordan, by Jericho to the waters of Jericho on the east, to the wilderness that goes up from Jericho, through the mountains to Bethel. Then it went out from Bethel to Luz, passed along to the border of the Archites at Ataroth, and went down westward to the boundary of the Japhletites, as far as the boundary of Lower Beth Horon and to Gezer, and it ended at the sea. So the children of Joseph, Manasseh, and Ephraim received their inheritance. The border of the children of Ephraim, according to their families, was as follows. The border of the inheritance on the east side was Ataroth Adar, as far as Upper Beth Horon. And the border went out toward the sea on the north side of Mishpatath. Then the border turned eastward to Tanef Shiloh, and passed by it on the east of Janano. Then it went down from Jano to Ataroth and Norah, reached Jericho and came to the Jordan. The border went out from Tapua westward to the brook Kana, and it ended at the sea. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Ephraim, according to their families. The separate cities for the children of Ephraim were among the inheritance of the children of Manasseh, all the cities with their villages. And they did not drive out the Canaanites who dwelt in Gezer, but the Canaanites dwell among the Ephraimites. to this day and have become forced laborers.
There was also a lot for the tribe of Manasseh, for he was the firstborn of Joseph. As for Machir, the firstborn of Manasseh, the father of Gilead, because he was a man of war, therefore he had Gilead and Bashan. And there was a lot for the rest of the children of Manasseh, according to their families, for the children of Abiezer, for the children of Helek, for the children of Asriel, for the children of Shechem, for the children of Hefer, and for the children of Shemida. These were the male children of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, according to their families. But Zelophehad, the son of Hefer, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, had no sons but daughters, and these are the names of his daughters: Mahlah, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. They came near before Eleazar the priest, before Joshua the son of Nun, and before the leaders, saying, "The Lord commanded Moses to give us an inheritance among our brothers. Therefore, according to the commandment of the Lord, he gave them an inheritance among their father's brothers." 10 portions fell to Manasseh, besides the land of Gilead and Bashan, which were on the other side of the Jordan, because the daughters of Manasseh received an inheritance among his sons, and the land of Gilead belonged to the rest of the children of Manasseh. And the boundary of Manasseh went from Asher to Mishmatath, which is east of Shechem, and the border went along to the right to the inhabitants of En-Tappuah. The land of Tappuah belonged to Manasseh, but Tappuah on the border of Manasseh belonged to the children of Ephraim. And the boundary descended to the brook Kana, southward of the brook. These cities of Manasseh belonged to Ephraim. The border of Manasseh was on the north side of the brook, and it ended at the sea. The south side belonged to Ephraim, and the north side belonged to Manasseh. And the sea was its border. They reached Asher on the north, and Issachar on the east. And in Issachar and in Asher, Manasseh had Bethshean and its towns, Ibleam and its towns, the inhabitants of Dor and its towns, the inhabitants of Tanakh and its towns, and the inhabitants of Megiddo and its towns, 3 regions of hills. Yet the children of Manasseh could not drive out the inhabitants of those cities, but the Canaanites were determined to dwell in that land. And so it was, when the children of Israel became strong, that they put the Canaanites to forced labor, but did not completely drive them out. Then the children of Joseph spoke to Joshua, saying, "Why have you given us only 1 lot and 1 portion to inherit, since the Lord has blessed us, and we have become a great people?" So Joshua answered them, "If you are a great people, then go up to the forest country and clear a place for yourselves there in the land of the Perizzites and the Rephaim, since the mountains of Ephraim are too confined for you." But the children of Joseph said, "The mountain country is not enough for us and all the Canaanites who dwell in the valley land, both those who are in Bethshean and its towns, and those who are in the valley of Jezreel, have chariots of iron." And Joshua spoke to the house of Joseph, to Ephraim and Manasseh, saying, "You are a great people and have great power. You shall not have only 1 lot, but the mountain country shall be yours. Although it is a forest, you shall cut it down, and its farthest extent
shall be yours. For you shall drive out the Canaanites, though they have iron chariots and are strong.
Then the whole congregation of the children of Israel assembled together at Shiloh and set up the tabernacle of meeting there, and the land was subdued before them. But there remained among the children of Israel 7 tribes which had not yet received their inheritance. So Joshua said to the children of Israel, "How long will you neglect to go in to possess the land which the Lord God of your fathers has given you?
Pick out from among you 3 men for each tribe, and I will send them, and they shall rise and go through the land, survey it according to their inheritance, and come back to me.
And they shall divide it into 7 parts. Judah shall remain in their territory on the south, and the house of Joseph shall remain in their territory on the north.
You shall therefore survey the land in 7 parts, and bring the survey here to me, that I may cast lots for you here before the Lord our God."
But the Levites have no portion among you, for the priesthood of the Lord is their inheritance in Gad. Reuben and half the tribe of Manasseh have received their inheritance beyond the Jordan eastward, which Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave them.
Then the men arose to go away, and Joshua charged those who went to survey the land, saying, "Go and walk through the land, survey it, and come back to me, and I will cast lots for you here before the Lord in Shiloh."
So the men went and passed through the land and described it by cities in 7 parts in a book. And they came back to Joshua to the camp at Shiloh. Then Joshua cast lots for them in Shiloh before the Lord, and there Joshua divided the land to the children of Israel according to their divisions.
Now the lot of the tribe of the children of Benjamin, according to their families, came out, and the territory of their lot was between the children of Judah and the children of Joseph. Their northern border began at the Jordan, ascended to the north side of Jericho, and went up through the mountains westward, and ended in the wilderness of Beth-aven.
The border went over from there toward Luz, to the south side of Luz.
That is Bethel. Then the border descended to Atarathadar, near the hill that lies on the south side of Lower Beth-horon. Then the border extended its range
And turned toward the west side, southward from the hill that lies before.
Then it ended at Kirjath-baal,
The city of the children of Judah. This was the west side.
the southern border began at the end of Kirjath-jearim.
And the border extended westward to the water source of Nephto.
Then the border came down to the end of the mountain that lies before the valley of the son of Hinnom, which is in the valley of Rephaim northward.
It descended to the valley of Hinnom, south of the Jebusite city, and descended to En-rogel.
And it turned northward, went out to En-shemesh, and went toward Jaliloth, which is across from the ascent of the Dum and the son of Reuben.
Then it passed along toward the north side of the Arabah, and went down to the Arabah.
And the border went along to the north side of Beth-hoglah.
And the border ended at the northern bay of the Salt Sea, at the south end of the Jordan. This was the southern border.
The Jordan was the border on the east side. This was the inheritance of the children of Benjamin, according to their families, all around within their boundaries.
Now the cities of the tribe of the children of Benjamin, according to their families,
were Jericho, Beth-hoglah, Emek, Keziz,
Beth-arabah,
Zemaraim,
Bethel,
Avim, Para, Ophrah,
Chephramoni, Ophni, and Geba,
12 cities,
with their V in Ramah, Beeroth,
Mizpeh, and Kiriath.
This was the inheritance of the children of Benjamin according to their families.
The second lot came out for Simeon,
For the tribe of the children of Simeon,
according to their families, and their inheritance was within
the inheritance of the children of Judah.
They had as their inheritance Beersheba,
Molada,
Hazar, Shual, Bala, Ezem,
Eltolad, Bethel, Hormah, Ziklag, Beth Markaboth, Hazar Susah,
Beth Lebaoth, and Sharuhen,
13 in their villages,
and all the villages that were all around these cities, as far as Baalath Beer, that is
Ramah of the south. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Sin according to their families.
The inheritance of the children of Simeon was taken from the portion of the children of Judah.
For the portion of the children of Judah was too large for them.
Therefore the children of Simeon had their inheritance within the inheritance of that tribe. The third lot came out for the children of Zebulun according to their families and the boundary of their inheritance. Their boundary went up westward to Maralah, went near Dabashet, and reached the brook that is before Jokim.
Then it turned from Sarid eastward toward the sunrise to the border of Chisloth Tabor. Then it went out to Dabereth and ascended to Japhia.
From there it passed along on the east toward Gath-Hepher, toward Eth-Kazin, and extended to Rimmon, which borders Ni. Then the boundary turned around north of Hanathon and ended in the valley of Ifta-El.
In Ozi were Katath, Nahalal, Shimron, Adalah, and Bethlehem.
12 cities with their villages.
This was the inheritance of the children of Zebulun according to their families. These cities with their villages. The fourth lot came out for Issachar, for the children of Issachar according to their families.
Their territory included Jezreel, Chesulloth, Shunem,
Haphraim,
Shion, Anaharath,
Rabbith, Kishan, Abez,
Rimeth, and Ganim, and Hada, and Beth-Pazez.
and the boundary reached to Tabor, Shahazimah, and Beth-Shemesh. Their boundary ended at the Jordan. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Issachar according to their families, the cities and their villages.
The fifth lot came out for the tribe
Of the children of Asher according to their families.
Their territory included Helkath, Hali, Beitan, Akshaph, Alamelech, Emed, and Mishal.
And the boundary reached to Carmel westward and to Shihor Libnath. Then it turned toward the sunrise to Bet Dagon.
And it reached Zebulun and the valley of Iftal northward to Beth Emek and Neel. Then it went out to the left of Kabul.
And Debah, Rehob, Hena, as far as Great Sidon. And the boundary turned to Ramah and to the fortified city of Tyre. Then the boundary turned to Hosah and ended at the sea, near the region of Akzib.
Also Omah, Aphek, and Rehob, 22 cities with their villages.
How? This was the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Asher according to their families. These cities with their villages. Ba, 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 ba. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, ding. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, ding. Ding, 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 ding.
The sixth lot came out for the children of Naphtali, for the children of Naphtali according to their family.
Their boundary extended from Heleph, from the oak tree in Zananim, to Adami, Nekeb, Jabneel, as far as Lakum, and it ended at the Jordan.
cities with their villages. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Naphtali, according to their families, the cities and their villages.
The seventh lot came out for the tribe of the children of Dan, according to their families.
The Tiris and their villages. The seventh lot came out for the tribe of the children of Dan, according to their families.
The territory of their inheritance included Zorah,
Eshtal,
Irshemesh,
Shala, Benai, Jalan, Jethla,
Elon, Timnah, Ekron,
Eltekeh,
Gibbethon, Baalath,
Jehud, Benaberagath, Rimmon,
Nearkon, and Rakkon, with a territory before Yoppah. And the border of the children of Dan was too limited for them. So the children of Dan went up and fought against Leshem and took it. They struck it with the edge of the sword, took possession of it, and lived in it. They called Leshem Dan, after the name of Dan, their ancestor.
This was the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Dan, according to their families, these cities and their villages.
When they finished dividing the land for inheritance by their boundaries, the children of Israel gave an inheritance among them to Joshua the son of Nun.
According to the command of the Lord, they gave him the city which he requested, Timnath-Serah in the mountains of Ephraim.
And he rebuilt the city and lived in it. These are the inheritances which Eleazar the priest, Joshua the son of Nun, and the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel divided by lot in Shiloh before the Lord at the door of the tabernacle of meeting.
So they finished dividing the country. The Lord spoke to Joshua, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, Appoint for yourselves cities of refuge, of which I spoke to you through Moses.
That the manslayer who kills any person accidentally or unintentionally may flee there, and they shall be your refuge from the avenger of blood.
And when he who flees to one of those cities stands at the entrance of the gate of the city and tells his case in the hearing of the elders of that city, they shall receive him into the city and give him a place that he may dwell among them.
Then if the avenger of blood pursues him, they shall not deliver the manslayer into his hand, because he killed his neighbor unintentionally, not hating him in time past.
And he shall dwell in that city until he stands before the congregation for judgment, or until the death of the high priest who is in those days.
Then the manslayer may return and come to his own city and his own house, to the city from which he fled. So they appointed Kadesh in Galilee, in the mountains of Naphtali, Shechem in the mountains of Ephraim, and Kirjatharba, Arba,
which is Hebron,
in the mountains of Judah.
And on the other side of the Jordan, by Jericho eastward, they assigned Bezer in the wilderness on the plain. From the tribe of Reuben, Ramah in Gilead, from the tribe of Gad and Golan in Bashan,
from the tribe of Manasseh. These were the cities appointed for all the children of Israel, and for the stranger who dwells among them, that whoever kills any person accidentally might flee there, and not die by the hand of the avenger of blood, until he stands before the congregation. Then the heads of the fathers of the Levites came near to Eleazar the priest, to Joshua the son of Nun, and to the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel.
and they spoke to them at Shiloh in the land of Canaan, saying, The Lord commanded through Moses to give us cities to dwell in with their common lands for our livestock.
So the children of Israel gave to the Levites from their inheritance, according to the command of the Lord, these cities and their common The rest of the children of Kohath had 10 cities by lot from the families of the tribe of Ephraim, the tribe of Dan, and half the tribe of Manasseh. The children of Gershon had 13 cities by lot from the families of the tribe of Issachar, the tribe of Asher, the tribe of Naphtali, and the tribe of Manasseh in Bashan. The children of Merari, according to their families, had 12 cities from the tribe of Reuben, the tribe of Gad, and the tribe of Zebulun. And the children of Israel gave by lot to the Levites these cities with their common lands, as the Lord had commanded through Moses.
They gave from the tribe of the children of Judah and from the tribe of the children of Simeon these cities which are mentioned by name, which were for the children of Aaron, one of the families of the Kohathites, who were of the children of Levi, for the lot was theirs first.
And they gave them Kirjath Arba
In the mountains of Judah,
with its common lands all around it. Arba was the father of Anak, but the fields of the city and its villages they gave to Caleb the son of Jephunneh
as his possession. Thus to the children of Aaron, the priests, they gave Hebron, the city of refuge for the slayer, with its common lands. Jattir with its common lands, Hadamah with its common lands, Holon with its common lands, Debir with its common lands, Ain with its common lands, Juttah with its common lands, and Beth-Shemesh with its common lands. 9 cities from those 2 tribes.
And from the tribe of Benjamin,
Gibeon with its common lands, Helah
with its common lands,
Hananam with its common lands. 4 cities.
all the cities of the children of Aaron, the priests, were 13 cities with their common lands.
Hi, Adi. Hi, Adi. Hi, Adi.
The families of the children of Kohath, the rest of the Levites, even the Kohathites received cities by lot from the tribe of Ephraim.
For they gave them Shechem, the city of refuge for the slayer, with its common lands, in the mountains of Ephraim, and Jazer with its common lands, Kibzaim with its common lands.
And from the tribe of Dan they gave them Eltekeh with its common lands,
Gibbethon with its common lands,
Ajalon with its common lands,
and Gathrim in its common lands.
and from half the tribe of Manasseh they gave them Tanakh with its common lands.
2 cities, all the cities for the rest of the families of the children of Kohath were 10 cities with their common lands.
Also to the children of Gershon, of the families of the Levites, they gave from half the tribe of Manasseh
Golan in Bashan, the city of refuge for the slayer, with its common lands, and Bishtira with its common lands. 2 cities.
And from the tribe of Issachar they gave them
Kishan with its common lands, Dapare with its common lands, Jarmuth with its common lands, and Enganim its common lands.
And from the tribe of Asher they gave them Mishal
With its common lands, Abdon with its common lands, Abdon with its common lands, and Rehob with its common lands.
And from the tribe of Naphtali they gave them Kadesh
In Galilee, the city of refuge for the slayer, with its common lands, Common Door with its common lands, and Kartan with its common lands. 3 cities.
All the cities of the Gershonites according to their families were 13 cities with their common lands.
Annie, Annie.
And to the families of the rest of the Levites, the children of Merari, they gave from the tribe of Zebulun
Jonim with its common lands.
Dinah with its common lands, and Nahala with its common lands. Sudis, and from the tribe of Reuben they gave them Bezer with its common lands.
Jahaz with its common lands.
Kedemoth with its common lands, and Mephat with its common lands. Sudis, and from the tribe of Gad they gave them Ramoth in Gilead, the city of refuge for the slayer, with its common lands. Mahanaim with its common lands.
Heshbon with
and Jazer with its common lands.
Cities in all these were the cities of the children of Merari, according to their families who remained of the families of the Levites. The cities were given to them by lot.
12 cities. All the cities of the Levites within the possession of the children of Israel were 48 cities with their common lands.
Each of these cities had common land surrounding it. Thus were all these cities.
So the Lord gave to Israel all the land of which he had sworn to give to their fathers, and they took possession of it and dwelt in it. The Lord gave them rest all around, according to all that he had sworn to their fathers, and not a man of all their enemies stood against them. The Lord dared all their enemies into their hand. Not a word failed of any good thing which the Lord had spoken to the house of Israel. All came to pass.
Then Joshua called the Reubenites, the Gadites, and half the tribe of Manasseh,
And said to them, "You have kept all that Moses, the servant of the Lord, commanded you, and have obeyed my voice in all that I commanded you. You have not left your brothers these many days up to this day, but have kept the charge of the commandment of the Lord your God. And now the Lord your God has given rest to your brothers as he promised them. Therefore turn now and go to your tents,
and to the land of your possession, which Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave you on the other side of the Jordan.
but take careful heed to do the commandment and the law which Moses, the servant of the Lord, commanded you.
To love the Lord your God, to walk in all his ways, to keep his commandments, to hold fast to him, and to serve him with all your heart and with all your soul.
So Joshua blessed them and sent them away, and they went to their tents. Now to half the tribe of Manasseh Moses had given a possession in Bashan, but to the other half Joshua had given a possession among their brothers on this side of the Jordan, westward.
And when Joshua
Sent them away to their tents, he blessed them and spoke to them, saying, "Return with much wealth to your tents, with very much livestock,
with silver, with gold, with bronze, with iron, and with very much clothing, divide the plunder of your enemies with your brothers."
So the children of Reuben, the children of Gad, and half the tribe of Manasseh returned,
And departed from the children of Israel at Shiloh, which is in the land of Canaan, to go to the country of Gilead, to the land of their possession, which they had obtained, according to the word of the Lord by Moses.
when the children of Reuben, the children of Gad,
And half the tribe of Manasseh came to the region of the Jordan, which is in the land of Canaan. They built an altar there by the Jordan,
a great impressive altar. Now the children of Israel heard someone say,
"Look, the children of Reuben, the children of Gad, and half the tribe of Manasseh have built an altar on the border of Canaan, in the region of the Jordan, on the side belonging to the children of Israel."
When the children of Israel heard of it,
The whole congregation of the children of Israel gathered together at Shiloh to go to war against them.
and the children of Israel sent Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the priest, to the children of Reuben, the children of Gad, and half the tribe of Manasseh into the land of Gilead,
And with him 10 princes, 1 prince each from each chief house of all the tribes of Israel, and each one was the head of his father's house among the
Israel. When they came to the children of Reuben, the children of Gad, and half the tribe of Manasseh, in the land of Gilead, they spoke with them, saying, Thus says the whole congregation of the Lord, What treachery is this that you have committed against the God of Israel, to turn away this day from following the Lord, and that you have built yourselves an altar, that you might rebel this day against the Lord? Is the iniquity of Peor not enough for us, from which we are not cleansed until this day? Although there was a plague in the congregation of the Lord, that you must turn away this day from following the Lord. And it shall be, if you rebel today against the Lord, that tomorrow he will be angry with the whole congregation of Israel. Nevertheless, if the land of your possession is unclean, then cross over to the land of the possession of the Lord, where the Lord's tabernacle stands, and take possession among us. But do not rebel against the Lord, nor rebel against us, by building yourselves an altar besides the altar of the Lord our God. Did not Achan the son of Zerah commit a trespass in the accursed thing? And wrath fell on all the congregation of Israel, and that man did not perish alone in his iniquity.
Then the children of Reuben, the children of Gad, and half the tribe of Manasseh answered and said to the heads of the divisions of Israel, The mighty one God, the Lord, the mighty one God, the Lord, he knows, and let Israel itself know. If it was in rebellion, or if in trespass against the Lord, do not save us this day.
If we have built ourselves an altar to turn from following the Lord, or if to offer on it a burnt offering or grain offering, or if to offer peace offerings on it, let the Lord himself require an accounting.
But in fact we have done this for fear of something, saying, In time to come your descendants might speak to our descendants, saying, What have you to do with the Lord God of Israel?
For the Lord has made the Jordan a border between us and you, you children of Reuben and children of Gad. You have no portion in the Lord, so your descendants might make our descendants cease from fearing the Lord.
Therefore we said, Let us now prepare to build ourselves an altar, not for burnt offering nor for sacrifice,
but that it may be a witness between us and you and our generations after us, that we may perform the service of the Lord before him with our burnt offerings, with our sacrifices, and with our peace offerings, that your descendants may not say to our descendants in time to come,
You have no portion in the Lord. Therefore we said that it will be, when they say this to us or to our generations in time to come, that we may say, Look, the pattern of the altar of the Lord, which our fathers made.
not for burnt offering nor for sacrifice, but that it might be a witness between us and you. Far be it from us that we should rebel against the Lord and turn from following the Lord this day, to build an altar for burnt offerings, grain offerings, or sacrifices,
Besides the altar of the Lord our God, which is before his tabernacle. Now when Phinehas the priest and the leaders of the congregation, the heads of the divisions of Israel, who were with him, heard the words which the children of Reuben, the children of Gad, and the children of Manasseh spoke, it pleased them. And Phinehas the son of Eleazar, the priest, said to the children of Reuben, the children of Manasseh, Today we perceive that the Lord is among us, because you have not committed this treachery against the Lord. Now you have delivered the children of Israel out of the hand of the Lord.
Then Phinehas the son of Eleazar, the priest, and the leaders returned from the children of Reuben and the children of Gad, from the land of Gilead to the land of Canaan, to the children of Israel, and brought back word to them. And the thing pleased the children of Israel.
And the children of Israel blessed God and spoke
The Lord is God.
Now it came to pass, a long time after the Lord had given rest to Israel from all their enemies around them, that Joshua was old, advanced in years. And Joshua called for all Israel, for their elders, for their heads, for their judges, and for the officers, and said to them, I am old in years.
You have seen all that the Lord your God has done to all these nations because of you, for the Lord your God is He who has fought for you.
See, I have divided to you by lot these nations that remain, to be an inheritance for your tribes from the Jordan to the great sea toward the setting sun, with all the nations I have cut off.
And the Lord your God will expel them from before you and drive them out of your sight, so you shall possess their land as the Lord your God has promised you.
Therefore be very courageous to keep and to do all that is written in the book of the law of Moses, and do not turn aside from it to the right hand or to the left.
And do not go among these nations, these who reign among you.
You shall not make mention of the name of their gods, nor swear by them, nor serve them, nor bow down to them.
But you shall hold fast to the Lord your God as you have done to this day.
For the Lord has driven out from before you great and strong nations, but as for you, no one has been able to stand against you to this day.
1 man of you shall chase 1,000.
For the Lord your God is He who fights for you,
as He promised you.
Therefore take careful heed to yourselves that you love the Lord your God.
For if you should at all turn back and cling to the remnant of these nations, these that remain among you, and make marriages with them, and go into them, and they to you,
know for certain that the Lord your God will no longer drive out these nations from before you, but they shall be snares and traps to you, and scourges in your sides and thorns in your eyes, until you perish from this good land which the Lord your God has given you. Now look, this day I am going the way of all the earth, and you know in all your hearts and in all your souls that not one thing has failed of all the good things which the Lord your God spoke concerning you. All have come to pass for you, and not one thing has failed of it.
Therefore it shall come to pass that just as all the good things which the Lord your God promised you have come upon you, so the Lord will bring upon you all the distressing things, until He has destroyed you from this good land which the Lord your God has given you.
When you transgress the covenant of the Lord your God which He commanded you, and go and serve other gods and bow down to them, then the anger of the Lord will burn against you, and you shall perish quickly from the good land which He has given you.
Then Joshua gathered all the tribes of Israel to Shechem, and called for the elders of Israel, for their heads, for their judges, and for their officers, and they presented themselves before God.
And Joshua said to all the people, Thus says the Lord God of Israel,
The father-in Terah, the father of Abraham, of Ner, and Mer, lived on the other side of the river in old times, and they served other gods. Then I took your father Abraham from the other side of the river, led him throughout all the land of Canaan, and multiplied his descendants, and gave him Isaac. To Isaac I gave Jacob, and Esau to Esau I gave the mountains of Seir to possess. But Jacob and his children went down to Egypt.
Also I sent Moses and Aaron, and I plagued Egypt according to what I did among them. After that I brought you out.
Then I brought your fathers out of Egypt, and you came to the sea, and the Egyptians pursued your fathers with chariots and horsemen to the Red Sea.
So they cried out to the Lord, and He put darkness between you and the Egyptians, brought the sea upon them and covered them. And your eyes saw what I did in Egypt, and you dwelt in the wilderness
A long time. Then I brought you into the land of the Amorites, who dwelt on the other side of the Jordan, and they fought with you, but I gave them into your hand, that you might possess their land, and I destroyed them from before you. Then Balak the son of Zippor, king of Moab, arose and made war delivered you out of his hand. Then you went over the Jordan and came to Jericho, and the men of Jericho fought against you, the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Girgashites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites, but I delivered them into your hand. I sent the hornet before you, which drove them out from before you, namely the 2 kings of the Amorites, but not with your sword nor with your bow. I've given you a land for which you did not labor, and cities which you did not build, and you dwell in them. You eat of the vineyards and olive groves which you did not plant. Now therefore fear the Lord, serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the river, and in Egypt serve the Lord. And if it seems evil to you to serve the Lord, choose for yourselves this day whom you will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the river, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land you dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. So the people answered and said, far be it from us that we should forsake the Lord to serve other gods. For the Lord our God is he who brought us and our fathers up from the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage, who did those great signs in our sight, and preserved us in all the way that we went, and among all the people through whom we passed. And the Lord drove out from before us all the people, including the Amorites who dwelt in the land. We also will serve the Lord, for he is our God. But Joshua said to the people, you cannot serve the Lord, for he is a holy God. He is a jealous God. He will not forgive your transgressions nor your sins. If you forsake the Lord and serve foreign gods, then he will turn and bring disaster on you and consume you after he has done you good. And the people said to Joshua, no, but we will serve the Lord. So Joshua said to the people, you are witnesses against yourselves that you have chosen the Lord to serve him. And they said, we are witnesses. Now therefore Joshua said, put away the foreign gods which are among you, and incline your heart to the Lord God of Israel. And the people said to Joshua, the Lord our God we will serve, and his voice we will obey. So Joshua made a covenant with the people that day, and made for them a statute and an ordinance in Shechem. Then Joshua wrote these words in the book of the law of God, and he took a large stone and set it up there under the oak that was by the sanctuary of the Lord. And Joshua said to all the people, behold, this stone shall be a witness to us, for it has heard all the words of the Lord which he spoke to us. It shall therefore be a witness to you, lest you deny your God. So Joshua let the people depart, every man to his own inheritance. Now it came to pass after these things that Joshua the son of Nun, the servant of the Lord, died, being 110 years old, and they buried him in the border of his inheritance at Timnath-Serah, which is in the mountains of Ephraim, on the north side of Mount Gash. Israel served the Lord all the days of Joshua, and all the days of the elders who outlived Joshua, who had known all the works of the Lord which he had done for Israel. The bones of Joseph, which the children of Israel had brought up out of Egypt, they buried at Shechem in the plot of ground which Jacob had bought from the sons of Ham.
the children of Joseph
and Eleazar,